Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we're pleased to bring you another Minish Cap Randomizer Variety Tournament match. It's almost the end of round 6 and I do not see Henny's... Oh, there we go. I got scared. I didn't see Henny's feed. That's why I have like 2 minutes before going live because stuff happens. And it is Fire Rod, Traps, and all dungeons. And on commentary today, I am very pleased to be joined by Henny and Lunastick. And how you doing today, gentlemen?
It's good. Nice job messing up Huffpuff's name.
Okay. And
Yeah.
thank you very much.
I've got a good time.
And I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have fun today because Fire Rod is fun. If you've never seen Fire Rod
Especially
before,
since this is the round that everybody's been waiting for. One of the people who works on the tasks is in this race today. So this here, he knows all the tricks. So it's gonna be fun to watch.
yeah. So if you've never seen Fire Rod before, you're gonna see some pretty insane stuff, especially on Myth's End. And yeah, so I wanted to talk like a few basic things about Fire Rod because during the race we're not gonna have a lot of time for that, I think, because it's fast. So Fire Rod allows you to copy and paste tiles and basically edit the map of the game in any way you like. So you can probably imagine that that is kind of broken. So yeah, Fire Rod is really fun to play with and really fun to watch too. So
Yeah. We can expect them walking out of bounds. We can expect screen transitions where you're not supposed to. We can even expect some copy pasting chests for fairies or duplicating items from chests.
yeah, duplicating items, going out of bounds is just the beginning of the crazy stuff you're going to see.
So they are about to go underway. And yep, there they are.
Yeah, good luck to the runners. And you can see they start out with the Fire Rod already equipped. Nice flippers. Flippers can actually make you soft lock even more in this, so... And yeah, we can see Myth is completely prepared for their opponent. Already clearing Percy.
So yeah, that's one thing that you can do pretty quickly. You can just, you don't even need the lantern. You can just, because the lit torches are right underneath the unlit ones. You can just cycle between lit and unlit and just automatically light them right off the bat.
Yeah, so you can manipulate the unlit torch to be a lit torch, and that actually works, which is... Honestly, I was a bit surprised when I saw that the first time that actually works, but it's cool.
So, it looks like we are not going to have Capeless Gyro today from that side. He does know how to do it, and it's a real treat to watch.
Yeah, so on Huffpuff's side, yeah, we can see the Wind Tribe already, and I'm not sure if they're gonna do it, because you can use the Fire Rod to just climb the tower from the very start. And yeah, on Myth's side, you can see some of the really crazy out-of-bounds stuff. The beanstalks are kind of busted. And...
The soft
Oh,
ones.
Myth already softlocked for the first time, so yeah, that can happen a lot. But thanks to Quick Warp, most of the time it's not really that bad. So yeah, another thing you can do is like all the trees, for example, are interconnected, so you can just go from one to the other and you're fine. Just go anywhere you want, basically. Logic doesn't really exist. I mean, it does exist for the items, but it doesn't limit what you can do at all. which can also turn out to be a bad thing. So, Myth's strats might look really cool, but he might end up missing a lot of important stuff. And so we might actually see Huffpuff win here.
Yeah, and Huffpuff also just showed off that myths are also only a suggestion in Fire.
Yes. Though they're a bit annoying to do digging caves without myths because you can't really see properly, but yeah, you can definitely do it without them. Just be careful to not accidentally overwrite your chests and you can't do anything anymore. Same goes for bomb walls. I mean, Myth does have some bombs, I think. Or was that a fake bomb back that he picked up? And yeah, it's Fire Rod is pretty insane. Walls are a suggestion, like logic is a suggestion.
It is actually a very fairly useful suggestion because you can narrow down the few items that you need. Like, we still need the Gust Jar, we still need because this is all dungeons, we still actually do need the lantern. So, like, if there was something on Percy there, that could have helped Myth get his lantern.
Yeah, so we need all the required items for Vati. So that is a 4-sword, a Gust Jar, a cane, and a bow. And we also need a lantern
that's
for defeating Octorok. And technically, logically, also for Vati 3, but I'm pretty sure our runners would be able to do Vati 3 without a lantern if they had to.
Yeah.
But since they have to beat Octo anyways, since this seed is all dungeons, so we're gonna need the lantern for Octorok anyways. Yeah, we have a Gust Jar on Huffpuff's end, so that's a very good example for how Myth being able to completely break logic might not turn out very well for them, because they might delay the Wind Tribe stuff for a very long time, because, well, they can go wherever they want.
I think he'll get basically the Rupee Mania stuff, and then he'll be tried eventually.
Yeah, they probably end up there eventually, but I guess it's probably gonna depend on when they decide to do Palace, because if they wanted to, they could just go and finish Palace now. Because, well, that's Fire Rod for you. Anything's optional. If you know what you're doing. And Myth definitely knows what you're doing. And we have Moments on Huffpuff's end, so they're probably happy about that. They don't need that. But it's nice to have. Yeah, but you're right. You might want more swords and a spin, but you don't need it. It's not required. And yeah, there we can see.
Skip doing the town plumbing damage.
Yeah, exactly. You can just copy chests, put them wherever you want, because the chest content is tied to the tile it's on. So that way you can skip that pillar by just grabbing a chest from somewhere else and putting it on the correct tile. And that also makes you can duplicate items. And for example, swords, since they are progressive, you can just duplicate them if you find one in a chest that is duplicatable. So that's the most important thing that you want to find in a Fire Rod seed, is a sword in a chest.
I mean, there are some chests that you can't duplicate, but for the most part, that's what you want to find. Huffpuff beating his first boss. Won't take too long. Myth will be able to get there very quickly. So the boss count doesn't really matter for this. What you're going to be looking for is your progression items.
Yeah. So, because with Fire Rod, go moding dungeons is insanely fast because you don't need any keys, you don't need any you don't really need anything. You just walk to the boss if you want to. So yeah, your progression items definitely is the most important thing for a Fire Rod seed, and which tells you who's in the lead. Which I guess technically Huffpuff is in the lead by a decent amount since they got both Gust Jar and a bow.
So Myth needs one more wallet and he can have his Ocarina. We can go anywhere pretty quickly with the Fire Rod, but you still might want it.
Yeah, Ocarina is really nice to have, but then also that's it. Like, it's not required. Myth also knows all his shortcuts, like we're using Fire Rod to warp to places, so they might not need an Ocarina.
Yeah, and Ocarina doesn't even unlock any checks because you can reach like
yeah, there's only a very few checks that are actually locked by anything, by any item, other than the Fire Rod itself.
One of the few is there are a couple like.
Yeah, there's a few, but like most of them you can.
Yeah,
you can
most of them are bosses. So like Gust Jar can't be on.
Oh yeah, bosses for sure. You need your boss items. Yeah, fetch quests, bosses, and there's a few other items, but most of them you can cheese with the Fire Rod. Also, it depends a little bit on how familiar you are with all the tricks, because some are easier and some are more difficult to access with the Fire Rod alone. And on Huffpuff's side, you can see we can just walk through doors, so that doesn't really matter. Which is also the reason why we don't care about keys at all in this. Like, there's no use for neither big keys nor small keys if you have a Fire Rod.
Myth is checking Myth is checking Crypt right now.
Yeah, clearing the air.
Yeah, there he copy and pasted the stairwell from Tina's.
Yeah.
So
we saw one non-key item on one of the Gyptos. Let's see if he picks up the other one. It looks like he's going to. Let's see what the chest in the backside. Let's see what the chest in the back of Royal Crypt has to offer. Oh, they didn't get there. They messed up their routing.
Oh,
so there's
nice
a fake
trap.
net.
We get. I'm laughing because we get to see the full stream of the runners. Myth was just like, "What the heck with that flame trap?"
Yeah. So I don't think Myth is going to go back to pick up the chest, but there's actually some extra rooms to Royal Crypt that ended up unused in the game. And using the Fire Rod, you can access them, and in one of them there's actually a working chest that contains a blue kinstone. So I think he tried to pick that up, but messed up his out-of-bounds movements, because those rooms are very difficult to set up. Would have been nice to see, because it really shows off how crazy Fire Rod can get. But right now we're gonna see him doing some out-of-bounds transitions in between the ferries, because all the great ferries are interconnected. So he just went from Royal Crypt to to the forest,
Towards
and
Groupie,
I guess
towards. He'll finish up on Colonel, most likely.
yeah, he's gonna clear out Minish Woods now. I guess. Also doing a safety save, the most important thing to do in any Fire Rod seed is save often, because you can hard lock yourself and lock yourself out of being able to progress. Yeah, and you can also do the same warp using the ferry from Minish Woods to Mount Crynel.
That's remembering the beanstalk that he missed. He's gonna get his Tingle trophy. That's what I do remember being here. His real Tingle trophy, not his fake one. Also in Fire Rod, you do not need any Kenstones. Not even for Greggle 2. Unlike glitches where you would still need all 5 Kinstone Cloud Tops for Greggle 2. Here you can the trigger is actually on the first tile in Wind Tribe. So you can just
you should be able to do the same. I've never done it, but you should be able to do the same thing using an Ocarina glitch.
No, you can't.
Like leaving there. I'm not sure.
As a solid one. That particular NPC counts as a solid one.
Ooh, and Huffpuff found their dupable sword, so they're gonna have Force Sword in a second. Which leaves them at 2 items left for Go Mode, that being the Lantern and the Cane. So Huffpuff is really somewhat... Oh right, they need Spin. They don't have Spin yet. You're correct. But Myth doesn't really have any of their Go Mode items yet. So who knows? Maybe Huffpuff does have a fighting chance in this seed.
Well, yeah, no, there's always a chance, but Myth is very much the heavily favored just because he knows all the movement tech.
Yeah, they know so much about Fire Rod and everything. But we can see him messing up their loading zones right there, so that lost them some time. Myth checking the Gorons and finding their boots, so that's nice, I guess.
Myth is about to get his sword, probably.
Yes. Entering Minish Woods.
This is going to be a little bit slower because he's coming from the north, so he'll have to do a slightly unusual way to do fast like that.
Yeah, and there's Myth really fast on those chest dupes. And yeah, that really also shows off how much more they know about their Fire Rod stuff, because even such a simple strat, they just are able to perform so much faster because, well, they're used to doing it from speedrun and tasking stuff, so...
And there's the spin for Huffpuff.
Ooh, that's nice.
That's going to go there, though. That's not...
Yeah, they're gonna go there eventually, so the question is just... how long will they put that check off? Yeah, not a dupable spin. So the same way they both of them duplicated their swords, you can duplicate a spin scroll, and so get your great spin, your fast spins, your long spins right away. So Myth is on the backside of Minish Woods now, and we're gonna see a few loading zones shenanigans. So loading zones in this game work pretty interestingly too. So there's certain tiles that trigger a loading transition, but where that puts you and under what conditions depends on, again, on which tile they're on, similar to how the chest content are dependent on which tile you're on.
We see Huffpuff duping hard containers to get to Wave Blade.
Yep, so that's nice. And yeah, so you saw also you saw Myth using that Minish Crack tile, which is a loading zone tile, but in itself doesn't require you to be Minish. That depends on which tile you're on. So yeah, they did that to enter Bellari and Deepwood Shrine without having to be Minish first. Also, Huffpuff locked themselves in with some non-walkable tiles, but they were able to break out and go get that last chest there. Myth now entering Deepwood Shrine, still missing their Gust Jar, so they won't be able to clear that.
I mean, at this point, I'm kind of expecting Myth to go ahead and just do Palace soon.
Yeah,
So,
they might go there soon. They might want to get a spin first, but they don't need it like at all.
I mean,
but
Spin he would definitely like Spin, or Down Thrust, one of the two.
Yeah, Spin or Down Thrust. Definitely need one of them, because you definitely don't want to do Georg with...
Oh wait, Myth does have Down Thrust, never mind.
Yes, Down Thrust. Right, it was in School Garden.
Okay, so yeah, Myth's going to have an easy time though.
So yeah, in that case, they're probably really gonna go get that palace soon, probably. Though they might end up, I think they might end up doing. Knowing Fire Rod, they probably will do Caster Wilds after Minish Woods. Because that's like the way that you can do this using the Fire Rod. It's really nice.
There's Arcane.
Ooh, and a cane.
Myth might actually put that one off.
Yeah, they probably...
That's not a high priority check, even even if you have full wake access.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, they're gonna do that, take that off for a little while, because Myth is probably going to clear Nadu Minish Village. And then they're gonna do all the Minish Cracks and then head into Caster Wilds, I think. Seeing a sword there, not picking up since they have Force Sword anyway, so even if it's not a trap, they don't need that, so there's no reason to pick up that sword. Ooh, and Huffpuff starts locking themselves, but just quick warping out of there immediately, so not really a problem. Yeah, walking diagonally while using the Fire Rod can end up really badly. So you might want to avoid those diagonals, especially when walking over water. And yeah, there we can also see Myth doing all the Minish Cracks, because similar to trees, they are all placed next to each other, and for some reason you can just transition in between them. So that's what Myth is doing, collecting all the individual cracks, getting the grip ring, which is really nice to have. You can scale.
It makes it sound like you're not working soft walking when you're climbing. So yeah.
Doing a safety save there. Well, yeah, I guess for someone like Myth, you wouldn't want to have the grip ring. But ooh, and there, Huffpuff accidentally deleted that chest. So they have to reload the entire Valfalls area, because leaving a Myth's cave and re-entering doesn't reload the tiles that you set using the fire rod, so that was really unfortunate, losing them a decent amount of time. But there they got it, and it's just Ruby. Yeah, Myth probably is pretty confident about climbing with just the fire rod, so in that case, grip ring does make things slower, but normal people, even though you can climb with just fire rod, it's really annoying. Huffpuff finally checking their tingle trees. And pressing the button, even though they don't have to. And I think Myth is getting really close to the end of their Minish cracks. Yeah, so they ended their first chain, now picking up the bow. Which is really convenient, because there's 2 like chains of cracks you can do. And those 2 holes up there are in different chains, so you that first crack up there actually is the end of the first chain, so you do that, and then you go to bow, pick up these 2 cracks, and now you I think that's, yeah, that should be all Minish cracks if I'm correct. And now they can clear Wind Ruins. And they might choose to do Fortress right now, because you don't really need anything to do Fortress. So yeah, they're heading into Fortress and clearing that.
Yeah, he can skip Mazal. The issue is that he doesn't get Mazal's item at the moment. His drop, so if that's the lantern, that can be painful.
And Myth soft locking themselves again because they picked the wrong tile. Yeah, Fire Rod can be really punishing if you're not careful. Yeah, well, we haven't seen a lantern yet. But we've seen all the other Go mode items, so should Huffpuff find their lantern soon, they might finish the seed in an insane amount of time, assuming they know their Go mode strats. But if I'm not mistaken by now, that is the only item that Huffpuff is missing to clear the game. So who knows, this might even be a sub 1 hour. If Huffpuff is lucky. Myth's just trying to skip being a Minish there by just overwriting the wall tiles again, and yeah. Which Beanstalk was Cape on again? I think it was Western Woods.
Yeah,
that was the very first one that they got their Cape.
Yeah, I mean, once again, you don't need Cape and Fire Rod, but it helps.
You really want to see it. Yeah, Huffpuff's definitely gonna pick that up. Capeless Georg is kind of annoying, but yeah, and that should be closing in on the end of Fortress for Myth there. Skipping the Graveyard Key, because Graveyard Key is another item even if that would be the real one. There's no reason to pick up the graveyard key ever in a fire rod seed, and it might even lose you some time because you get that cutscene of the bird stealing the graveyard key, and you don't really need that. Yeah, and they already beat Crypt, so
Myth found a duplicate, found a spin that you can duplicate. So
yeah, that is really good. So that gives them something that Huffpuff doesn't have, and having your long spin is really nice to have.
Well, you probably don't need long spin so much, but just getting all of them because they're fast. What you really care about is the fast charge and clones.
Yeah, long spin is definitely not required, but it's definitely a nice to have for like Vadi and stuff. Like, if you're not sad if you don't get it, but if you can get it, especially by duplicating skulls like this in Fire Rod, you definitely will get it, because like it's really nice to have.
Yeah, no, like I was saying, the two big ones are the split and charge.
Yeah, I mean, great spin is really nice for V1 too.
Yeah.
Long spin just makes it a bit easier because your great spin lasts longer. But yeah, the big ones definitely are the one like fast spin on fast split because they save you time. And there we see Myth doing Mazal, and they just leave the room in the back. So this is really awesome. And sadly, that is the only boss fight that you can do it on, because that's the only boss in the game where your dungeon reward is in a different room. So we can just skip the boss fight using the fire rod. It just feels really great.
So
but then, as Luna said,
if that's where the lantern is,
yeah, you skip the heart container item. So if that's the lantern, then Myth's gonna have a real problem because they're gonna clear the entire seed before going back to Mazal. But then also, defeating Mazal just to get one single item would be really slow, so if you know how to do it, you probably don't do it.
Yeah. This is the real reason why you duplicate the spins, to get the 7 scrolls very quickly.
Yeah, that's like, I think 5 scrolls, yeah.
Yeah.
If spin scrolls that got, and just 2 extra scrolls gives you that check. Doing that dojo, but not deciding to do the other dojos. You could go to all the other dojos.
I think it's just because he wants to do a little bit more of caster first.
Yeah, you want to do caster first.
He's almost certainly going to clear out all the dojos.
Yeah, right, and when you do the fire rod strats for dojos, you really want to start on Mount Crenel at Scarblade. At Greyblade. I mean, yeah, Greyblade is where you want to start. That's the Mount Crenel one, right? Because that's the first one in the chain. So then from there you can get all the ones from there. Or they're gonna do Scarblade maybe. But my guess is they're gonna wait with the dojos until they're on Mount Crenel and finish Mount Crenel with that. So that would probably be my route at this point, like, unless I find something really good. Probably after this, Myth might get to Mount Crenel, because there's a lot of items there, and finish that with Greyblade, doing the dojos, and then do Lake, maybe? Yeah, I think they would go to Crenel. They wouldn't go to Cavern of Flames, but they would go to Crenel, I think. Or they might do Scarblade. Let me look up my... Yeah, Scarblade is like the 4th in the road. out of 7, I think. So yeah, they're doing actually. Yeah, so there you can see some nice out of bounds stuff. And going to Vale Falls actually. So yeah, there we can see Myth obviously being way more qualified for Fire Rod than I am. Not doing my routing choices, which probably is a good idea. So when we look at the tracker, maybe it would be better if Myth did Huffpuff's routing choices. And Huffpuff having a bit of trouble with the Flame Walls and Krenel since they didn't find their grip ring yet. Yeah, and that was what I was talking about earlier with the Claiming Walls. They can be really annoying. Because you have to, like, cycle through to some stupid tiles. But that actually went pretty nice, and heading for Greyblade, and yeah. So yeah, it kind of did happen that Myth skipped all the good items by using a lot of Fire Rod, whereas Huffpuff, who didn't really use Fire Rod, found most of their Go mode already. They just need that lantern.
The needle in the haystack.
Yeah, but
Actually,
then again, this is Fire Rod.
This is so easy to do. I'm kind of surprised that when Huffpuff did his lower rail falls, he didn't come up here. Not that hard.
Yeah, just doing upper rail falls after lower. It's basically free with.
But he wasn't Lamp from Go mode yet.
At that point, no. At that point, they were still missing a lot more items. Huffpuff did lower veil falls pretty early on. Yeah, this is where it's like somewhat important to keep in mind your logic, especially if you abuse Fire Rod as much as Myth does, because that can really tell you where certain items could be. Oh, and there is Myth at Greyblade, so I didn't really keep track of which dojos they did, so that they might do. They're probably gonna do Krenel right after this, is my guess.
I think the only one that he hasn't done is Waveblade.
Yeah, might be.
Huffpuff wanted to dupe the chest, but he accidentally overrode it.
Now overrode that closed chest with an open one, but well, that's not too difficult.
He's on a...
Yeah, so they were on the wrong layer there, so... and didn't notice, so... this game has like 2 layers that you can be on. There's layer 1, layer 2. And so if you're... especially if you do like a lot of weird tile stuff with the Fire Rod, you can easily end up on the wrong layer and not noticing it. And then you can't interact with the stuff that you actually want to interact with, and that's not really that useful a lot of the time. So Huffpuff is clearing Cavern of Flames, as it seems.
Myth is doing more
Krell
on
stuff.
movement.
Yes, and a very clean fight from Huffpuff there. That went pretty much perfectly. Ooh,
And there's
the lantern. That is good to know for us. And
yeah, so that's no mode for us.
And that is a really good location, because I would think that Huffpuff's gonna go there after the dungeon, I guess. And then Huffpuff's going to be in go mode. And if they get that, if they go grab that lantern next, then they might really win this race.
Yeah, this might be Huffpuff's race to lose, despite all of Myth's knowledge.
Yeah, so
Myth definitely cleared a lot more checks than Huffpuff, but
Huffpuff just cleared the ones that had the few important items.
Yep.
Ooh, another sword for Myth. Maybe. We will never know if that was a real sword. No one's gonna pick that up. Also, Huff deciding not to use the fire rod on their Gleerock fight. Because you can use the fire rod to just paste normal ground tiles over the lava, and then you can just stand next to Gleerock. And makes the fight a lot easier, and it also makes it a little bit faster, because you don't have to wait for their head to fall down so that you can walk on their back, because you're standing right next to them. So you can just start hitting the weak spot immediately after.
And we know that there's nothing in any of the dungeons, so this is going to work Myth.
Yeah, Myth is definitely not out yet, but Huffpuff definitely is in the lead right now.
But yeah, we also know that every dungeon is barren, so you're able to go mode to every dungeon, so that's going to hurt.
The important thing is for Huffpuff is that they go do that beanstalk now. If they delay that for some reason, then they are in a bad spot. Then Myth definitely is back in the race. But as long as they pick up that lantern next, they have a pretty decent chance at actually winning this seed. The lantern. Or the cane. I don't remember the cane, but the lantern is
the
on.
The cane was highly Mayor's Cabin.
Lake Cabin.
The dot.
Lake Cabin, Minish Path. Yeah, that's one that's gonna take Myth a while, I think.
That's probably been the most inconvenient item, the seed.
Yeah. Also, Bluesy's right. Myth might go do Lake and Temple of Droplets next, since they got their lantern.
He still needs the gas jar and bow.
Yes. And yeah, also, I agree with that. Myth would probably clear Droplets before clearing Lake, because that's just more dense. And yeah, we also know that there might be another bow in there. Oh no, Huffpuff actually found both bows. I missed the second one. I actually missed both of them, so I don't know where they were.
I mean, I do remember seeing Huffpuff get the first bow. I just don't remember where.
Ooh, on Waveblade.
So
Interesting.
Myth will get the bow while he's there. The issue is that if he goes and gets the bow and cane, he's not getting the gesture. Oh yeah, that might actually keep Huffpuff away from the lantern. He doesn't have the grip ring yet, so he can have a lot of trouble doing that climb.
Well, they did their other climbs pretty fine. Also, you don't technically need to climb this. You could do vanilla climb in reverse.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna do this, and I don't think they're gonna have too much trouble. They did the... Yeah, they're gonna... Yeah, and there they're going. Up there pretty fine. That's okay, and from here out, like getting up to the beanstalk next is...
free. Yeah.
So now you can just take the ground tile and walk up to the rest of the checks. That's just really easy. So at this point, it's just they're probably gonna do the Myth's Cave first, because why not? And then they're gonna get their lantern. And let's see what Huffpuff's routing is gonna be from here on out, because yes, Ocarina of Fire Rod and Go mode, that's gonna be insanely fast. So yeah, there's the quick warp. They know. And so, what dungeons they're gonna do?
He's going to Fortress first, which is
whatever.
I
Yeah, probably Fortress first. First bow wasn't Gregor. Yeah,
okay,
that's also gonna take a while till Myth does that.
I mean, on the one hand, it's convenient because it's right next to the Gust Shard, but on the other hand...
Yeah, Huffpuff's doing the slightly longer way by actually doing ruins. You could just go the out of bounds path.
Yeah, the glitches route.
Yeah, the glitches route. Which just you can do the same thing with just Fire Rod, and it's super easy. Not sure if they just don't know about it, or if for some reason they don't think they can do it, because it's super easy.
Huffpuff doesn't know glitches, so he might not know that that's a route that he can take. I know that.
It's just. I mean, it is quite a bit faster. It's a lot more walking, because you just go out of bounds and you just hold left and boots, right and boots, and you're in Fortress.
Yeah,
so pretty quick.
I wouldn't be surprised if Huffpuff actually doesn't know about that.
The question is, do they know the Mazal skit? And doesn't look like it since they equipped their bow, so we're actually going to see a Mazal fight, so that's going to lose them some time.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm actually not surprised Huffpuff did the walk, because actually, now that I think about it, I know that he doesn't know glitches.
Yeah, I know. I just thought maybe they came across it while practicing Fire Rod stuff. But yeah, actually doing a... Ooh.
No, you need a copy of specific tile of Puff.
Yeah, you need a transition tile.
So
they probably don't know, they just...
No, he did think about it on his own. He's like, wait, this is a different room. And I just walked through the transition.
Yeah, They just sadly don't know how to properly do it. I also actually pretty easy. Yeah, you don't need myths from Azal, even if you do the fight. Because you can just use the fire rod, and unlike normal digging caves, you don't need to worry about accidentally pasting over important stuff, because you can't delete the pillars using the fire rod. At least not like the entity you can hit. You might be able to delete their collision, but that doesn't really matter. Myth, on the other hand, still clearing out some leg checks, so they might find their cane really soon.
But then they're probably full clearing droplet before they go into the best show. But they're not going to be in go mode once they get. They're not going to be in go mode yet.
And there's the cane for Myth. The cane for Myth. They also have a bow, so Myth at this point is only missing the Gust Jar. But I'm not sure that is enough for Myths to still win this. Because the Gust Jar was really early on.
Gust Jar was Gear 0.
Yeah. So Myths probably going to, as you said, full clear their temple of droplets now. Yeah, Wind Tribe. Sphere 0, so don't skip your Sphere 0 stuff. And don't put it off for too long. Because that's some easy checks that the seed expects you to get really early on. I'm really surprised that Myth hasn't done any Wind Tribe stuff at all yet. Ooh. Synced on Octo. See who has the faster fight. But even if Myth is faster on this fight, they're still missing that really important item.
And they're behind on bosses now, too.
Yes. And since huffpuff has their go mode, that does also matter. So even once they do find that Gust Jar, they're still behind. Though if Myth does Wind Tribe next after this, which they might do, since at this point Palace is a good option for them. So they might decide to go for Cavern of Flames first, but it's Myth, so
yeah,
maybe not.
Palace, yeah, because he really only has Palace and he only has dungeons left. He's cleared the entire overworld.
Yeah, pretty much. There's only very few checks left, so my guess is they're going to do Wind Tribe and Palace next, and then they're gonna get their Gust Jar. And
so yeah,
then they're in go mode, and yeah, they did do a bunch of cavern stuff. They just didn't do Gleerog yet, so they might decide on doing Gleerog first. But I guess that wouldn't lose them too much time, because they wouldn't do checks.
Yeah, if Myth skips the rest of fails on droplets right now, he can still turn this around.
Even if they don't bail, because I'm not sure Huffpuffs knows how to skip Dark Hyrule Castle, and that is a lot of time save. I mean, it's still a quick dungeons, but like what I'm thinking right now is Myth's go mode dungeon's gonna be way faster than Huffpuff's, probably. So even with clearing temple,
the difference would be a go mode Cave of Flames.
No, they were in Cave of Flames 2 already. So
Yeah, but I mean, what remains is basically a Gomo Cave of Flames. He only did the front half of Cave of Flames.
Oh yeah, sure. That there's still some checks that they're gonna save, but yeah, DHC skipping like Dark Knight skip is pretty easy, but similar thing goes for like Mazal skip, and we also have seen Huffpuff not doing that. And in general, they've been very, very conservative on their fire rod uses. So they might really decide not to do that. Huffpuff clearing their Royal Crypt. Putting them one dungeon left. Now it's just Palace for Huffpuff, so they are really ahead right now. And yeah, so let's see how Huffpuff does this dungeon, because you can do that very quickly.
That's Yolari for Myth. I don't think he's doing Yolari though.
Probably not, but maybe. I guess not, because they cleared out most of town, so there isn't really any reason to go to town. Also, Myth doing some nice darkroom strats. There's that one room with the light pillars, and that one really breaks darkrooms, because no, the room is bright, but Link Circle is dark. And the funniest thing about that is, ooh, they deleted the chest. That's not good. The best thing about this dark room thing is, like, if you use your lantern, that black circle grows, and that's just funny to look at.
Yeah, what happens is that the dark room, it happens on the transition, but the circle of light surrounds you, so it just becomes an inverted. What becomes dark.
Yeah, so dark room now is inverted. Though it's basically this room with this light shining from above. If you transition from that room into a dark room, then you get that inverted dark room. Though sadly, torches don't cast a shadow. They lit, even with that glitch going on, so... Because that would be really funny. Like, if you do... Because you can do that without fire, with glitches allowed. And then you have to light the torches to get through Dark Maze. That would be really fun if you would, like, gradually darkening the room. Where they're going. I don't remember where Myth's going from here. Oh yeah, North Tingle Trees. Yeah, that early Percy check might be what ends up losing Myth this race. Ironically. Huffpuff winning because of skipping Percy. Or because of Myth not skipping Percy. Though I'm not sure I'm not sure that if Myth hadn't done that they would have done.
I mean, there was nothing important on Percy, so yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even sure Myth would have gone for Wind Tribe other ways.
No, he would have done Graveyard first.
Yeah, so that's the thing. If they hadn't gone for Percy from Link's house, they probably would have gone to Dampé and clear Graveyard. And even if they did like go for Link's Puddle Cave first, then they probably would have done a similar play of going into Trilby next, maybe.
Yeah. So
or
yeah, no.
a more normal Fire Rod overworld routing. So yeah, skipping Wind Tribe is something that comes very naturally when doing Fire Rod, especially since you have to go back there later on anywheres. So yeah. Yeah, I think there was Flippers in Link's house, which is a way out of Sphere Zero, so and I think there was something else too. I don't remember.
With Gust Jar.
Yeah, but like aside from the Gust Jar. Because what we're thinking is like even with Myth tracking their spheres, they couldn't have known that the Gust Jar is there.
Yeah.
Like, if there wasn't those early flippers, then Myth might just know immediately, hey, I am missing a Sphere Zero item, and in that case, they definitely would have checked Wind Tribe. But since they got the flippers, they didn't do that. So, yeah, that's Sphere Zero. That packed Sphere Zero, kind of biting Myth here. Also, even if you do Wind Tribe, like, if you don't have to do it early, you kind of do want to have Gust Jar maybe to clear Gragal, especially with Fire Rod, since that you can immediately do Gragal 2. So that's 2 items that you miss out on if you don't have your Gust Jar. And huffpuff's heading into DHC, so even if they don't do the Dognut skip, pretty sure at this point there's not really much of a chance that Myth can still win this. And Myth deciding to do chickens and some other overworld checks before doing Palace. Myth, just do Palace. What are you doing?
I think he's routing the fountain. I'm not sure because I don't know about all the transitions up here, but
yeah, so they're gonna do Dr. Left and who knows what after. Don't think they did Bakery yet, so I guess they're gonna do that too. I really don't know why Myth is deciding to hold off on Palace. Maybe they want to save Palace for Go Mode, but I did do Bakery, okay. Because Palace at this point is there's a lot of they can clear. They probably want to find that like there's a bunch of items on Wind Tribe, and then there is Palace themselves.
Yeah, that's probably his most checked in location. So yeah,
I'm not really sure why they're not doing Palace right now, and decide to do a billion overworld checks instead. Because there's a few left, yes, but even with that, it's
yeah, not knowing where. But yeah, even not knowing where everything is, there's more than a 50% chance has some one shot at this point for Myth.
Yeah. And Huffpuff entering Gauntlet at this point. As long as they don't die to body, I think Huffpuff wins this.
Yep, he's finishing Cave of Flames.
Finishing Cave of Flames now? That's gonna be a lot. And another bunch of the... Ooh, and Myth is doing Dark Knot skip. Myth, Huffpuff, so... Yeah, not skipping the entirety of DHC, but still skipping the Dark Knots fight, which still is a nice time save, so... Now it's just the body fight for Huffpuff. And... That's not really a lot of special things. There's a few things you can do using the Fire Rod here, especially in V2. But you don't have to. This is pretty normal fight for the most part. So Huffpuff's not gonna have a lot of trouble with that. Probably.
I don't think that we mentioned it, but for the viewers who might not be aware, the chest that, because the item's tied to location, not to the chest. The chest that you dupe into a place where there's not normally a chest contain fairies. That's the default item.
Yeah. So you can get free fairies anywhere that there is a chest or something close to a chest. But most of the part it's not that useful. Since you pick up the fairy, so you can't bottle it. But yeah, sometimes that health refill is nice. Yeah, so Huffpuff's doing V2 also the normal way. So what you can do in V2 is you can use your Fire Rod to duplicate the clone tiles, which protects you from Vati blocking the clone pads with the purple stuff.
Or just sitting on the clone pads.
Yeah, or just sitting on there. So it's really nice, and since you can clear V2's eyes with like any clone pattern, especially when you have Great Spin. That's really nice, but you can just do V2 normally. Especially if you have some nice RNG like Huffpuff did there. So yeah, Huffpuff heading into V3. On Myth's side, you're seeing the thing that I mentioned earlier about using the Fire Rod to cut Gleerock a bit. That's a really nice strat. So that's definitely something that's worth doing if you're doing Fire Rod. But maybe without falling into the lava. Thing is, at 1 hour in, Myth's probably not suspecting anything at all, because like missing just one item in a Fire Rod seed like this is pretty common. Like,
yeah.
Myth being just this Gust Jar from Go Mode is a pretty expected thing to have in a Fire Rod seed. So they're probably not even worried at all at this point.
Yeah, especially since he knows that there's no doubt in his mind that he's checked probably about 30 to 40% more checks than Huffpuff.
Yeah. So Myth doing a nice V3 fight there. So far, I think V3 also behaved pretty nicely. Oh yeah, that is a nice cycle there. And one more time, and so I'm really interested in Myth's reaction to this. GG.
And that's GG's for Huffpuff.
1 hour 7 is a pretty good time.
So
Huffpuff.
we are joined by
GG's.
Huffpuff.
It's muted. There we go. GG's.
So,
really nice.
What's your
there.
take on winning because Myth did a Nesmond 0-0?
Oh yeah, he did say you want to check Percy like immediately.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
that doesn't really
understandable.
matter. I don't think that he would have checked Wind Tribe first anyways. He probably would have done Graveyard first, but...
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm pretty sure that even if Myth hadn't done that Percy play, he still would be missing the Gust Jar right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm really interested on hearing Myth's opinion on this seed.
I liked that I got Lantern as my last item because I knew it couldn't be in Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, my general thing was just, play safe. Hope Myth gets randoed. Myth gets randoed.
Yeah, that was...
Goes from there.
So honestly, that was a pretty nice seed.
Yeah.
At least if you do your things.
Had that nice dupable sword that I duped over with a bridge
Yeah,
tile.
that was a really nice one. Myth took a bit to get that one too, because they just did Forest a bit later.
Yeah.
The thing is, by the
Nice
time that
graphics.
you were like Lantern from Goma mode, Myth had nothing except for that sword.
Ooh. I mean, I
Yeah.
went to Krenel, quickly because... Myth. Krenel.
Yeah, it's similar like Myth's Percy play.
Yeah, of course.
If that Percy had something, then there probably was
Yeah.
no way that Myth would lose this, but it didn't. Yeah, a Gust Jar is in Wind Tribe, so Myth playing really stupid on us here.
Yeah. Apparently Myth thought that he got Wind Tribe. So he just sort
Yeah,
of ignored it.
Oh, wait, no,
Yeah,
he wouldn't
so-
realize it because he doesn't have all the Kinstone, so it wouldn't even show up
Yeah.
in Reno's tracker. Since he never had Gust Jar, he would never be able to check Greg will choose, so
The thing is, it shows orange on his tracker, so he should know by checking his tracker that there's something left there.
yeah. Oh yeah, it would have been orange.
Ooh,
It
yeah.
is orange, so
Yeah.
yeah. Double check your trackers.
I liked some of the dungeon rewards. I liked the that trap on the Ghost King. That's made you run to the door.
The thing is, the tracker still is really useful even in Fire Rod, especially in a situation like this, because the tracker literally tells him where the Gust Jar could be for the most part, because he has everything except for that Gust Jar. So everything that's red on the tracker cannot have the Gust Jar. Except on some really weird circumstances. No, Myth messed up getting the Royal Crypt chest, so I guess that's why they're losing now. That
Royal Crypt's
chest.
chest?
Yes, there's a chest in Royal Crypt.
There's a chest in
And-
Royal Crypt?
There is a chest in Royal Crypt.
It's not
So,
randomized. It's out of bounds.
Yes.
But it
So
contains a
there
big
is
impact.
actually 3 extra rooms in Royal Crypt, I think. And you can access them using the Fire Rod. So Myth tried to, but they messed up their out of bounds movement. And yeah,
Well.
it has a blue kinstone, so it's completely useless in Rando.
What if you want to do fusions? Did do nut?
I mean-
I didn't find the nut. It's not my fault the nut wasn't directly in my path.
Wait, is Myth doing cloud tops right now? Did
I
Myth
did
just
see those
walk?
closed chests.
Did Myth just walk past the closed chest, the visibly closed chest that has their gas jar? Myth looked at the chest and decided, "Nope, I'm not gonna open this. I'm gonna do cloud tops." Why, Myth? Why? Why? Just why?
It's probably got nothing in it.
I mean, he could do the entirety of Wind Tribe for the entirety of the run, except for Graggle, and he decides to not do anything.
Yeah.
Myth, why?
There's dog food.
God. Looking at Myth really hurts. Also, at this point, Myth knows that the huffpuff finished, so... Oh, Myth. I'm just gonna watch Huffpuff's side of the stream now. Because that again, like, is he gonna check the lake house now?
Oh no, he's left.
Turning in the Tingle Trophy.
Oh, I did
He's gonna
consider doing that.
I think they're gonna go turn in the dog food now. Turning in the dog food now. Oh gosh, man.
I liked that bow on Waveblade. That was nice.
Yeah, that also took Myth a little bit.
Ooh, bombs!
Oh man. Nope.
No?
Doing. Nope. Doing that. Check over there now. Oh man. He's got a last location this now, right? Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's gonna see the
He realized. They realized.
There's the closed
You
chat.
can see in his face.
He just now looked at transferring us. Oh,
Oh, that complete look of despair.
Hey,
And there we have Myth.
Oh,
hi.
Hey, Myth.
Imagine
Myth,
skipping.
why? Why? Myth, why?
What do you mean, why? I had to check
That's just-
Percy.
Yeah, not
I
even
didn't-
that.
When I was clearing South High,
like
Like,
we knew that because you were because even if not first, we knew you were going to do graveyard first. But
no, I wasn't going to do Graveyard first. No, I was doing Percy first because Huffpuff.
Yeah, but even if you hadn't done Percy, you would probably have gone to Graveyard or something.
I did do South Hyrule Field very early, like immediately after doing Percy. That's what I did. I cleared out South Hyrule Field, and I literally just thought that I did Wind Tribe.
The reason
You know,
why I'm
I
asking
just
why
mentally already like marked in my head that I'd already done Wind Tribe, so that's why I just never went back there. And I was only gonna like go. I did the warp there to go to like right at the end there when I picked up the Gust Jar. I was doing that to do Cloud Tops and then go into Palace because that's the only things I had left.
You clear cloud tops. You warped there, walked past the closed chests.
I didn't even look at the chests. I did not even look at the chests because I thought I'd already done them.
Need to also didn't even look at the orange dot on your tracker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was orange because it was saying that I could do. I thought the only checks I still got there is Gregor, and that can't have the Gust Jar, so I should just never go to Wind Tribe. That was exactly what I was thinking.
But it would be red. But it would be red.
But then it would be red.
Yeah, and you've got 5 million things you need to think about in the seed, and
yeah, true.
No, I'm not looking at an orange dot in South Hyrule Field. I had a million notes that I was looking up to see which warps I need to, checking my notes to see what directions I need to do to warp between places. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, true. But still. Well, I guess I called it.
What did you call
I'm sorry for commentator cursing you, Myth. It's my fault.
What was the curse?
People have been hoping that I'd lose a match eventually, though.
I said at the very beginning that Myth might skip an important item very early on, and then Huffpuff's gonna win because of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I guess I curse you, Myth. I'm sorry.
All of my Gust Jars have been extremely bad. They'd all been in the back end of dungeons, so I was just expecting it to be in Palace. But then, yeah, I saw Huffpuff finish, and I was like, oh, okay, Gust Jar was somewhere stupidly early. And then I was looking around and trying to see where it was, and I literally couldn't think of where it was until I went into Wind Tribe, saw the chests were closed there, and was like, hang on, I've already done these, right? But no, it was there.
But then also, what you said about Palace, I was fully expecting you to clear Palace after doing Temple of Droplets, and then seeing the closed chest,
I got the
obviously.
cane. Yeah.
Yeah, or then maybe after Gleedrop, but you decided to still clear some more overworld checks.
But yeah, but even then,
doing Yellari and chickens and whatnot, instead of just heading into Palace.
Yeah.
It's because I was... Yeah, no, I was just thinking, what if it's going to be something... I didn't do Trilby for ages. I was looking at Trilby for a while. Especially after Droplets, I was looking at Trilby, and I was like, I have not touched Trilby, and I need to do that. So that's kind of why I went to do Cave of Flames. And then after Cave of Flames, I was just looking at the map, and it's like, okay, basically everything's done. I'm just going to, clear off everything that could be, outside of Palace, and do Palace. Guaranteed find Go mode in there, and then go and finish the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, the thing with a Gust Jar Go mode, it can be literally anywhere. I didn't actually find any items locked behind the Gust Jar that I could use to narrow down where the Gust Jar could be. It was literally anywhere.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of Gust Jar checks you can check without the Gust Jar. That's one of the few ones that... Those are some of the few.
Yeah,
it was at this point the only thing
of Deepwood.
I think at this point the only the thing that you couldn't do at all without Gust Jar is
Deepwood basement. Probably. The big key chest had a trap.
Yeah. It was a trap. Yeah.
And that one. So then again, we probably have. Yeah. That was a pretty nice seed. An hour and 7 minutes finish time on Huffpuff's end is pretty insane.
Yeah.
And
nice early dupable sword.
I was done when I joined, and I basically full cleared.
Yeah.
So you can kind of use that to determine what time I'm going to finish in. Yeah, that's the Minish News headlines. Former Fire Rod world record holder loses to local Percy hater.
I didn't realise we had a newspaper.
I mean, we have a Twitter account.
Yeah. So yeah, at this point, we're gonna see Myth finishing pretty soon.
Yeah. We're going to see Myth doing the actual
I decided
good
to
route.
finish off,
Yeah.
even though like all of this gameplay, I knew I'd lost, but still got to finish for the fans.
Oh, of course, yeah, the newsletter, that's what it is.
I mean, we have to see the full Dark Knight skip.
The Swordsman's Weekly, I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
how much of Dark Horror Castle did you skip?
I did kind of a pleb route.
Okay. Did you do the like any percent route?
So where'd I go?
Yeah,
I went like
I think
up to the throne room. Then I did that, went up.
Wait. You went to throne room.
Yeah, like I went out of the
Oh, and then you
the normal exit, went up there, went up the tower, went back, then went down that sort of the room where there's the big 4-sword block, and then I did that into the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Right.
But you did skip Dark Knights,
I'm gonna do it much faster.
so I'm proud.
Yeah.
Of you. I'm proud of you for that. So yeah, you on Myths, and you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Good
really
route.
sorry about Royal Crypt. I was like a pixel too low.
Yeah, I'm the Myth. That's the reason you lost.
Yeah,
That
I know. I
that
was really
can-
wondering. It's like,
we also saw your face when you got the fire trap.
Well done, Huffpuff, for retaining your possibility of staying in top 3.
Oh, don't worry, I'll get beat by TDH. I'm not sure what TDH is like on skipping easy checks.
He doesn't.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna lose then.
Even if I lose to Bluesy, I'm still top 3. I'm pretty sure. Or I'll, at the very worst, be in the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Well, coming from the person who beat TDH last season, he doesn't skip easy checks.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Good job, Huffpuff, on slaying the giant. I guess you have to update that meme now.
Oh, damn it. I didn't want to update it. I think the strat is don't play Minish Cap, and you'll be good at it.
Yeah, and also you can see the duplicating the clone tiles by Myth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this just goes to show it doesn't matter how much research and like you put into optimizing how you play this game.
Yeah.
The curse
It's
of
gonna be a lot
Percy.
in the end.
If you skip your 4-0 checks, you're just gonna lose.
It's the curse of Percy.
I get some real great Vati 2 RNG here.
Yeah. But I think Huffpuff's RNG was even better than that.
It was surprisingly
I'm-
nice.
I mean,
Some
it's
really
bad.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Myth was being sarcastic there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's
Vati
what
just
I
sat
had
on
to
top of the pads I put down.
You just put down more.
You can only put down so much, but then yeah, like
No.
that's like a precautionary thing. It's
Yes,
like
there-
I'm gonna put extra here just in case Vati decides to sit on them, and he did it anyway.
Yeah, the only limit to how many tiles you can put down is filling the entire screen with clone tiles.
I think Vati is like a cat. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's just an arsehole that purposely gets in the way and sits on things.
That's why you need to paste so many that they can't sit on all of them. I.e. the full
Vati
screen.
will find a way, though.
Oh, sure. But it makes it harder.
Vati will expand to cover the entire screen.
I mean, I love cats, but I just know how they behave.
Oh yeah, this fire rod seed was really kind of anti-fire rod. Because like Huffpuff was one item from Go mode when Myth found or when you found your four sword.
Yeah, it took me a while to get that. That full
and you didn't have any items, any other Go mode items at that point, and Huffpuff was just Lantern from finishing the game.
Yeah, I'd done like.
This.
I'd like done all of like. Did I do all of Fortress by that point? I don't think so, right?
No, you had it.
I did Fortress afterwards, but
yeah, you think you did.
I ended up full clearing stuff like all of Caster. I mean, just have a look at my tracker; it's completely empty.
Yeah.
I think the only checks that aren't Gustjar locked outside of Palace that I haven't done is Doctor Left because I tried doing it and I messed it up.
Yeah,
and Igor's in Fortress because I didn't have a bow at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for me.
That's literally it. I've done everything else.
Yeah, so GG. 1 hour, 29 minutes.
G.
Still a pretty decent time for a fire rod seed. It's okay.
But, oh yeah, and I did a bunch of checks that were also Gustjar locked. But yeah, I didn't do Blue Chew because that is Gustjar locked.
Well, let's just say at least Gustjar wasn't on Mazal.
That would have been interesting. Because I would have had 2 checks I could go back to Fortress for, so I would have probably done that at some point.
Yeah, but probably like I'm pretty sure you would have still done it as a last location.
Yeah, in what I was doing, I would have finished Wind Tribe Palace. I would have full clear Palace, and then I would have gone back to Fortress, and then that's like an actual 100% full clear. I'd literally get every single check that way. So I was going to actually last location.
Doing Mazal would have been so.
Oh yeah, in these settings, Mazal is literally the last thing you do. You get everything else before you do Mazal.
Yeah, probably.
It's also assuming that you know how to do Mazal skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Huffpuff didn't do anything.
Huffpuff didn't do it.
There was a half-hearted attempt and then just nah.
What
Mazal's
was on
fun.
Mazal?
5 bombs?
Yeah, something useless. I don't remember.
GG's Huffpuff and Myth, and good luck with your upcoming matches.
Oh, I'm gonna need it.
Are you both playing the last 2 rounds, or did either of you skip?
I've skipped the very last round, so I've got 1 match left, which
I
is
skipped round
Boozy.
4.
Okay. So, So 1 and 2. Okay. I forget the next round is. I have to look that up.
True Atlantis. Obscure and
Oh yeah,
Mania.
obscure, closed fusions. Yep. Is it pad finish?
That's
No.
round 8.
Oh, that's
No.
round 8. Okay, I'm getting them
Yeah.
all blurred together.
Oh, round 7's Rip as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
round 7's
And
fun.
traps.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's horrible. That's why I skipped it.
Place your bets for how many times people will die to traps.
At least it's not Oko.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did make
that's
sure
the-
not to have an Oko round.
Yeah, that would
Because
have
that's
been
just
pretty.
painful.
That would have been
Everyone would
miserable.
skip that. Yeah, imagine people having to choose to skip either Oko, glitches, or Fire Rod.
Oh god.
I mean, I would still skip Fire Rod.
They'll skip glitches.
Oh yeah, no, with Rip, all the traps are curse traps.
Oh, really?
So yeah, there
Wait,
won't
in
be any
Rip?
dying.
No, they're not all. You just get added extra curse traps in Rip.
Ah.
Yeah, like all the extra traps, those are.
Yeah,
Curse
it's like
or
16 extra.
Well, that's cursed.
I think we're done here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for doing commentary, Lunastick and Henny, and also thank you very much, Nimbus and iBot, for doing tracking. So said good luck in your upcoming matches, and just 2 more rounds after this. I think this is probably going to be the last restream for round 6. I believe there's just 1 more this week. I'm not sure. I know that round 7 matches are being scheduled now. I'm not sure. Are round 8 matches being scheduled yet?
No.
Not yet.
No, we
Not
don't
quite
have
yet.
this time.
Oh, is that
We
Yeah,
gonna
don't
be?
need
have
to
the
wait.
matchups yet.
Okay.
Round
Yeah, we
8
need
will
to-
be after. There's 1 more match.
Yes. Okay, cool.
There's 1 more match, and then we will scheduling those.
Do we know the date of that?
It's on Thursday, I think.
Yeah, it's this.
Yeah, it's Thursday's the last. It's the last episode.
Okay, so
There we go.
shortly, a couple days. Okay. And guess anyone else have anything to say before we wrap things up?
Always skip Percy.
Okay.
I had to look into the top 3, and I'm pretty sure that Bluesy and Orkney are going to play each other in round 8. But I haven't looked into the other round 8 matches yet.
Also, don't last location Spear 0 items or checks.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
the
say
result of
please,
Percy.
Don't forget that you haven't done a Sphere 0 check.
Yes.
Don't pretend
Look-
that you've done it.
Look at your
Do
tracker.
we need to pull? Do we need to pull up the bronze medal match from last season where both runners did a 2-hour cafe lady?
Oh God.
It's the curse of Percy.
Mhm.
Well, Huffpuff turns out to be correct again.
Of course.
Oh.
Okay, well, so I think that we need to just close it out then.
Yes, so thanks everyone for joining us. Hoping to do restream some more tournament matches, 2 more rounds. So that's about, is that 2 weeks? Yeah, about maybe like mid-September, I guess. I'm not sure what the actual timeline is, just because round 8 matches haven't been scheduled yet. But thanks
Yeah.
everyone for joining
Yeah,
us. Good luck to everyone in
I mean,
the
we
tournament.
also have the finals round after that.
You guys
Oh,
next
I'm
time.
just talking about the. Okay, and
But yeah,
hope
that
to see you
should be
soon.
it.
Gonna send you over to ZSR3. We have a not a Minish, Majora's Mask Randomizer tournament match going on. So thanks again, and take care. Bye.
Later.
Bye.